As tragedy strikes when it's least expected, no one can truly prepare for it. Join us as Paranormal TV explores the horrific tragedy, along with an unexpected miracle, in the story of RaNelle Wallace. On just an ordinary morning, a woman did the most extraordinary thing. As flames engulfed her neighbor's home, she confronted the raging fire head-on, while 75% of her body was still covered with unhealed burns from her own horrific encounter. It all started with a trip that RaNelle and Tracy Wallace had planned to try and patch their broken marriage. In their own small aircraft, the world's problems were beneath them. But before this trip, a little voice warned RaNelle not to go.
The feeling came so strong that I literally started to pull a pad out from behind me and started to write out my last will and testament. I begged her not to go, but for some reason she had the feeling that she had to go, that it was something that she had to do.
A heavy storm hit, and things started getting out of control.
We saw a little dirt road, and he says, "That's it, RaNelle, we're going to make an emergency landing on that dirt road."
After a shaky landing, RaNelle and Terry were just glad to put their feet on solid ground. RaNelle refused to get back in the plane, but being in a small, faraway town, Terry said they had no other option.
He says, "RaNelle, there's an airport that's only 15 minutes by flight." He says, "What can happen in 15 minutes?"
Once in the air, RaNelle could almost see the dim outlines of the next town through the dense fog. She took a deep breath. They were going to make it after all.
Plane came into a mountain head-on, and we hit the mountain at 200 miles per hour. And parts of the plane started to fly everywhere. Sparks were coming up out of the plane. I saw a little cliff, and I knew that once we had nosed into the cliff that it would be over. And just literally within moments of crashing into this large pile of rocks, we came to a dead halt. I was shocked. I said, "Oh my gosh, we just survived a plane crash." Because at that point there was not a scratch or bruise on me. And then Terry started screaming, "Get out, get out!" I quickly started to undo my seatbelt. As I did, I noticed the shoes on my feet started melting like butter off my feet.
Fuel from inside the aircraft met with the flames outside.
It just was an instant inferno. It felt like someone took a blowtorch, lit it, and it just inflamed right in your face. And then just then, as you see a strong, muscular hand kind of like this, came out kind of from behind me like this. I just saw a little bit like that, and I just felt this. I just felt peace and tingling go from the center in both directions, and I felt I wasn't going to get hurt.
On the other side of the plane, RaNelle was on fire.
The pain of the flames literally drove me down to my knees. I started to crawl across the wingtip as the flames were coming up along the side.
The drizzle finally doused the fire on RaNelle's body.
As I sat on the rock, the smoke started to come up over my body, and there was a dead silence.
The aircraft was now a pile of melting metal that was swallowed up in the blaze. Terry was nowhere in sight.
That moment I started to notice a movement inside the flame.
It was Terry walking out of the flames towards RaNelle.
As he came over to the end of the wingtip, he started to look in the fog, kind of bewildered. He says, "RaNelle, where's the man that pulled me out?" I said, "Terry, there was no man."